Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Simple Living Happy Home. It's been a while since I have posted any videos. There's been a lot of things happening in our lives lately, a lot of excitement, so I figured I would give you guys a little bit of an update and hopefully show you some of the progress that we made on the basement bathroom. See, I'm driving. I am actually on my way to go pick up some yarn because we've been doing the farmer's market and I have been selling pretty steadily headbands and socks, knitted headbands and knitted socks. So I actually had a special request from someone for a particular color. So she has already paid me, so I am on my way to go pick up the yarn that she had requested. Starting the end of May, the farmer's market began, and my husband and I have been doing a lot to kind of gear up and prepare, had been doing a lot to gear up and prepare for that, and just anticipating what the workload was going to be like each week, because I bring the knitted stuff, but my husband also makes baked goods. So he does sourdough bread, he does dark Russian rye, he does handmade traditional French croissants, he does filled sandwich cookies, sourdough crackers. There's a few things that he does for the farmer's market. And so just, looking at especially when it comes to the baked goods, what does that look like each week as far as a workload for him to make all of those things? So we really got busy with that for a while. So the bathroom kind of got put on the back burner for a month or so, and we have had just wonderful response from the public. Just the welcome from the farmers market organizers and the other vendors has been great. Everybody is super friendly, even the ones that, technically are our competitors, bringing other baked goods and stuff. Very friendly, very pleasant people. So that's really been nice. We really do feel like we're kind of becoming part of that community. Developing great relationships with the vendors, that there are some that will specifically come and buy things from us, and vice versa. This last weekend we had some extras of some stuff. Another vendor had a few extras of his, so we actually ended up doing a swap, product swap, which that was really cool to be able to get to try some of his stuff. The response from the public has been really cool as well. Really nice to see, a lot of people coming in. They're really interested in the stuff we've had. We've sold out almost completely every weekend that we've gone, which is amazing. We've actually got some consistent repeat customers now that will come to the farmers market specifically to come to our booth to get croissants. My husband is really enjoying seeing what a positive response we're getting from the other vendors, from the community, local residents, as well as people that have their cabins up around this area and come up for the weekends. We see a lot of new faces each weekend, but we're also seeing quite a few consistent customers as well, and kind of starting to build that consistent customer base. So he's focusing most of his available time on just prepping and getting the stuff ready for the farmers market each week. And then, but we have said that, we are going to be open to taking special orders and special requests in the off season. We've got a lot of things going on at home that working, a full 40-hour week, just takes me away from home for so many hours that it's really hard for me to kind of keep up on top of that stuff, plus managing the house, plus homeschooling our daughter, plus, you name it. There's just life, right? Potentially decreasing my hours, changing my schedule a little bit, which would then potentially allow us to do a second farmer's market. But it all depends on what my husband is able to manage for doing the baked goods, because that is the majority of what we sell is our baked items. So, we also had a 2-week vacation. We went to Cozumel for 2 weeks, and it was wonderful. We went scuba diving. We got to swim with sea turtles, which was amazing, and see, an eel and just around the coral reefs. Cozumel is a great place for diving. So beautiful. We got to swim with dolphins. We got to swim with stingrays and nurse sharks. We got to see some iguanas at the botanical garden that they have on the island. I would highly highly recommend anybody going on that trip, going to Cozumel. Very safe. We got kind of off the beaten trail a little bit. We did a food tour while we were there, and the gal specifically took us to the family-owned restaurants that the locals go to on the island. That's, you know, several blocks into the city that, you know, none of the tourists actually get out to. It's, you know, the places where the seating area is part of the downstairs of the house, and the kitchen that they're making the food in is their actual kitchen that they make food for themselves in. The one place that we went to, when we got there, the family was just finishing eating breakfast, kind of on, you know, further into the house. Since we have gotten back from our trip, it's been a couple weeks now, so since we've gotten back, oh goodness, we have started the pre-K curriculum for our daughter for her homeschool. We use the Sunlight curriculum. We used their preschool curriculum last year, and she just had a ball with it. She's very literature based, and that's totally okay with my husband and I. My daughter loves to read. We love to read to her. We, you know, we'll just continue to encourage her to read and spend time with her books and all that sort of stuff as much as we can. Now we've got the pre-kindergarten curriculum, which is, there's a little bit more each week. It's a little bit more now that it's not just reading. There's still plenty of reading involved with it, but we're still doing, you know, numbers. We're still working on counting. We're still working on letters. Now we're doing capital letters. Last year was lowercase letters. You know, but now there's also some like motor skills and hand-eye coordination kind of tasks, and a few of those other things that we didn't have last year, and just kind of challenges her a little bit more. And homeschooling's going well. It's definitely been a challenge to figure out when we're going to get everything done. You know, they have like a schedule each week, and I've been trying to stick with each schedule or each week and sticking, you know, getting everything done during the week. But between work, farmers market, she's got other activities. She's doing summer gymnastics. She's doing t-ball 2 nights a week this summer. It just gets to be a lot. And so I actually started the curriculum earlier than I had intended. So we've got some flexibility. We've got some leeway. Like I said, she's doing summer gymnastics once a week, so we were able to continue with that. She's doing summer t-ball, that's twice a week. So she's working on some of those gross motor, hand-eye coordination, you know, hitting a ball off a tee, throwing a ball, learning how to field a ball, learning how to run the bases, all that sort of fun stuff. And she is loving it. Every time we say, you know, okay, you got t-ball tonight, yay, I got t-ball. You know, she has to announce it to the world because she's loving all of her activities, and it's very exciting. So for my husband's side, he has the summer off from nursing school, so he will go back to school now here in the fall. To anticipate what it's going to look like for him from a school demand standpoint in relation to the farmers market, because he will be going back to school sometime in August, and the farmers market doesn't end until the first week of October. The basement bathroom did get put on hold for a little while, just as we were trying to figure out the farmers market, and then we were getting ready for our vacation, and then we were gone for the vacation and all that sort of stuff. So now that we are back, he has been able to put in some more time and work on the basement. And so currently we have a fully functioning bathroom. We have a fully functioning tub, toilet, and sink. And about half of the board and batten is done. We're gonna have to go to a custom cabinet maker for a cabinet to be built, because it's a bit of a cluster, and I'll show you guys. But basically, the drain for the tub, he had to put the trap in above the floor because they didn't build one into the drain when they put it into the concrete. So my husband had to get creative. I think he did a really great job considering, but that means that there is piping and PVC that is above the floor that I want to get a cabinet then that will actually go over the top of it and kind of hide some of that stuff. So, and then he's got to put up the vanity mirror, and then I just need to get the linens and a few other things, and we'll have a bathroom fully completed. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like here a little bit later when I get home. But right now, I got to go in and get some yarn. So what's going on with me? I'm busy. I'm working, helping my husband run a business, getting my daughter to activities, doing her homeschool. And actually, and I just talked today about making some lifestyle changes in terms of how much we're on technology, social media, all that stuff. We're talking about, making it so a rule so that technology doesn't come into the bedroom, no computers, no tablets, no cell phones. We're getting your good old-fashioned plug into the wall alarm clocks. Making sure that the time that we do spend at home is, we're making the most of that time, whether that's getting things done and being effective and efficient, or, being able to really enjoy being at home and doing things as a family and playing with our daughter. And done a little bit of landscaping this summer. We have a circle in our driveway, and in that circle is a round planter that I put hostas around a couple years ago. I moved them from another spot. This year I put down edging, I put down landscaping fabric, and I did mulch in there. So now there's a nice edge for him to mow around, and it looks really good. But now there's a section of, it's not really lawn, it's I guess more landscaping, near one of our garages where I have most of my rhubarb, and I want to do the same thing. I want to edge that out. I want to put down the landscaping fabric. I want to put down the black mulch and really help to control the weeds and that sort of thing over there, because it's looking a little ratty. Doing it means having the time at home that I can dedicate to that I don't feel obligated to be doing something else. Whether that's working on farmer's market, whether that's doing homeschool with my daughter, running her to an activity, so on and so forth. The other thing that my husband and I talked about already, just after the last month and a half of the summer, is that we will have our daughter do one summer activity, not two. Oh, and then on top of all of those other things, because that's clearly not enough, I have a ton of other free time, right? I have actually my husband and I started attending a local church, but my husband and I felt like, both for our sakes as well as for our daughter, we needed, just that consistent participation. And there's a lot of benefit to it just from a mental health standpoint. And I feel like I'm in a good place mentally, partially because of that and a few other things. But we've been attending a local church on the weekends when my family isn't doing their service. And I have they've been asking me intermittently to play the organ for those services, which is an interesting challenge because I was never actually an organist. And so when they asked me to play the organ, that was stepping outside that comfort zone, because the organ is a very different instrument from the piano. Quite a few similarities, but there's still a lot of differences. So I've been trying, working on figuring out how to adjust for those differences. And my life at this point is kind of taken up with, working full time. I did already talk to my boss about broach the topic of decreasing my hours, and I still want to maintain my position as the clinic manager, because I really do enjoy being the clinic manager. I don't want to be at work for 40 hours a week anymore. I want to be able to be home. I want to have a day where I can just, and I talked to my husband about this too, like, I want to be able to have a day where I can, on my way to bring my daughter to daycare in the morning, I can then say, all right, what am I going to accomplish today? Am I going to be working on farmer's market stuff? Am I going to be working on cleaning the house and, managing that, doing laundry? Am I going to be, do I need to get out and work on some landscaping, gardening, taking care of the chickens? Like, what, am I going to accomplish today? There's also the potential to expand our family further. That's going to have a major impact in that decision. And yeah, there's a lot of other things that are going to play into that just need to think about. We need to take it step by step, day by day kind of thing. Where my husband is at, and hopefully be able to get down to the basement so I can show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so here is the new bathroom. We've got most of the board and batten up in here. So this is funny because I recorded this, and then the next video you're going to see of the bathroom is actually the next day because my husband decided that he was going to finish the board and batten on that wall. So you'll get to see the finished product there. But this is the plumbing that I was talking about with the tub. We do have this really cool like handheld shower sprayer for the clawfoot tub. I love it. And this is what I was talking about with the plumbing, where he actually had to put a trap in above, and we've got PVC exposed, so we're going to get the custom cabinet to go over that space. The mirror is still on the floor there, needs to get hung up. That's the post that we need to put that semicircle shelving around. That's going to butt up against that wall to kind of hide that post a little bit and just help it blend in. Okay, and here is a day later. Like I said, he decided he was going to finish up that wall, and I think the board and batten looks great. There was one of the vertical pieces that he did have to do a cutout for the outlet here next to the sink, but otherwise it looks really good. We've got the mirror hung up there. That is the update on what's going on with our lives and the bathroom. Really happy with the way it turned out. I really like the look. Love the colors. I'm really excited to get the shelving in there and get that custom cabinet put in. So I'll give you guys hopefully a good update on how that process goes. I've never done a custom cabinet like that. We did have some custom cabinets put in our kitchen, but it was basically just here's the dimensions of the space. This is the size cabinet we want. This one's going to be a bit different because it does have that pipe that the cabinet does need to work around. So it's going to be a bit more complicated, and we'll see how that process goes. But thanks so much for watching and sticking around to the end. I hope you enjoyed the bathroom. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.